Hi YouTube, it's Alan Sagano. I'm the president of ADS Consulting Group, and thanks a lot for listening to this short video on Windows 10, and this will actually work on Windows 11 shortcuts. So just a few quick tips on how to maybe navigate the Windows 10 workstation interface just a little bit quicker. These are shortcuts that I use all the time when I use my computer, and hopefully you might learn something or find something out that you weren't aware of. So the first one is of course you can always click on the start button to get to stuff, but one of the things that we typically will do is if I'm searching for something, that when you click on the start button, if you notice here, it automatically shows up in search. Just type in like the first few letters of the thing you're looking for. So for example, if you want to go to the control panel, you can just type in CON and that'll take you to the control panel. If you wanted to look at services, you can just type in services and that'll be the first thing that pops up. Or if you wanted to load Excel, you can just type in Excel and then it'll come up. It's just a really quick and dirty way to launch programs more effectively, we found. And it does help to speed up the process, especially if you know you have something installed on the computer, but you're like, oh my gosh, I can't find where the shortcut is, and you're clicking on in the start menu and scrolling all over, and it's somewhere here, or was it under Office or P or whatever it is. So we just find that is a really quick and dirty way to speed up the process of launching programs. So that's the first tip. So the next step is example of just searching for text or selecting text. So if I have, here is some text, I can press Ctrl-A and that'll select everything that I have focus on. And then I can press, and when I say Ctrl-A, that's pressing the Control button down and then pressing A. Don't press release Control and then press A. It's hold the Control button down and then press A. So for example, then I can press Ctrl-X, which will cut the stuff that I have selected, and then paste is Ctrl-V like Victor. I can also Ctrl-A here, do a Ctrl-C, which copies the text, and then I can just press Ctrl-V a couple of times to paste the text. Very helpful for Excel or in Word or whatever it is that you're working in to very quickly copy and duplicate text. So that's so those kind of three in there. It's Ctrl-A to select everything, Ctrl-C to copy, Ctrl-X to cut, and Ctrl-V to paste. So that's the next tip. The other tip is you can, of course, if you wanted to minimize a window here, you could always click on the underbar, right, and then bring it back by clicking on the taskbar. The other way you can do this is actually holding the Windows key and then pressing the down arrow. And you can actually, if you want to maximize it, you can press the up arrow twice, and then so the up arrow twice will maximize it. If you press the down arrow once, it'll go to a smaller window, and if you press the down arrow again, it'll minimize it to the taskbar. So just a really quick way. It might be faster if you're already on the keyboard rather than using the mouse. Same theory works with Excel, right? So down arrow, up arrow twice will maximize it. Down arrow once will put it in a smaller window, and down arrow again will put it to the taskbar. So that's another really quick and dirty one that you can use to minimize or maximize stuff. The one that we use a lot is snap left and snap right. So you can take the top and hold on to you can left click on the mouse and then drag it over till it kind of shows up half the screen, and that'll make that particular program or window exactly half of the screen. So I can also do it, let's assume that I had this that was smaller and it was over here. I could drag this over and snap left, and so you see now I have Notepad that's half the screen and Excel that's half the screen. Now that's fine if you have a single monitor, but if you have multiple monitors, it doesn't work that well. So the other way to do this is actually there's a Windows shortcut key for this. So let's assume, let me just resize this window real quick, and I had it over here. You can use the Windows button, and let's say I want to drag it over to the right side, the right arrow key, and that does the same thing. So the same thing over here. And the nice thing about the shortcut keys for this is that it will actually work if you have multiple monitors. If you notice, if you try to snap left or snap right, it only will, and you do it with the mouse, it only works on the right or leftmost monitor if you have multiple monitors. But if you use the Windows key, as long as, doesn't matter whatever monitor you have active, so in this case I'll go Windows key and then the left thing, it'll do a snap left. So that's another one. Hopefully that's a pretty cool feature. I use that all the time because I run multiple monitors, and I found that to be very, very helpful. The other one that we find that we use a lot is to pin to the taskbar. So for example, here I have Excel pinned to the task, or actually let me close out these. I don't think I actually have Excel pinned to the taskbar, but if I wanted to have Excel as a shortcut on the taskbar, I can just, again, type Excel and then right click on it and say pin to taskbar. And when I do that, then you'll notice here that now Excel is on the taskbar. So if I want to launch it, it's just faster to go ahead and launch that, having it on the taskbar. And if I, for some reason, said, oh, you know what, I don't want it on the taskbar anymore, you can right click and say unpin from the taskbar, and that'll get it off of that. The last one, and here's one of the security features that everybody should be doing, right, is if you need to get up from your workstation for any length of time, you should always lock your computer. So, you know, you could do one of the things, but one of the most useful keys that I use, and I use this all the time, is the Windows key and the L like lock for lock or Lima. Press that key and then just press lock, and that'll lock the screen for you. So that is we find that to be super helpful when you need to lock the screen really quickly. It takes literally half a second to lock your workstation, and then when you come back, of course, you can just type in your password and unlock it. So that's our kind of Windows tips. Hopefully it'll help you navigate Windows a little bit faster. If you like this content, please hit that subscribe button. Thanks a lot for listening, and we'll talk to you soon.